It's hard to, once you start tracking it with people, people are like, this is hard to drink, like 3 to 4 liters of water in a day. It's like, yeah, it sure is. Easiest thing to do is like to start getting into the habit of just like having a water bottle or a cup of water with you all the time.
Okay. Welcome everyone to our Monday Facebook Live. Go on our group member and if members group and the podcast and YouTube again, wherever you're watching. Jaleesa was supposed to be here, but our internet has been having some difficulties at the gym. So she's not here, but we'll try our best to harness our Jaleesa, our inner Jaleesa, her wisdom.
Especially when it comes to the nutrition side of things here, but we're pretty good, not as good.
We're pretty good. You guys do have your level 2 precision nutrition, so you might know a thing or two. We are talking about how to balance staying healthy and fit with a busy lifestyle. I'm sure in some way, shape, or form, we're all pretty busy, whether that's busy in our heads, busy with our jobs, whatever it might be. There's always something calling our attention. So then how do we make sure we're still prioritizing our health and fitness? Tom?
Yeah, I know we've talked about the analogy of, putting in the big rocks first. So whatever's the most important to you. A lot of times that's what we chat about in our first initial like free intro meeting with people, or even before that, like what are your top 3 to 5 values? What are the top things that you want to prioritize? And we want to try to schedule those things in first. So if fitness is in your top 3, maybe top 5, then the first tip here is just making time for exercise. And quite often that means actually putting that into your calendar first. I mean, maybe you've got a 9 to 5 job, or a job that like seems to require a lot of your attention throughout the majority of the day. Everyone's situation is different, but if you can find a time during the day where you can just schedule that in, even if it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes at a time, you just put that into your calendar and that is what you stick to. So it doesn't need to be anything crazy, crazy long, but it's still going to be way better than nothing, right? If you can schedule that in a couple times a week. Obviously, there's kind of an ideal goal, or I think the health guidelines is trying to get 150 minutes of physical activity a week. So that spreads out to about 30 minutes 5 times a day. Or sorry, not 5 times a day, 5 times a week. 30 minutes 5 times a week. That's not what, don't take that out of context there. But yeah, 5 30-minute workouts gets you to that 150-ish minutes a week. So that is, when you put it that way, I guess that's way more doable. And when you schedule it in before, not necessarily before anything else, like I know obviously your family priorities and I'm sure a lot of work things need to happen as well. But I think the vast majority of people can find even a 15 to 20-minute window where you can at least do something. Quite often we think, oh, we don't have an hour, then I'm just not going to do anything. But if you find that little bit of time, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah. And then on top of that is the food aspect. So when you're low on time, you want to, this could be kind of threefold, is pre-plan your next day. Even if it's just setting out your breakfast or pre-cooking your breakfast the evening before when you might have a little bit more time, right? So setting yourself up for success the next day. I like to talk about removing resistance or creating resistance, right? So remove as much resistance to you doing the positive habit, even if you don't have time. So that's one thing, is pre-planning, pre-prepping. The other one is choose healthy and convenient snacks. So this could go along with pre-planning, is have those quick snacks ready for you. Those things that you're not going to just mindlessly snack, that are high in calories and low in nutrient value. Because the problem with that, if you're already a busy person, you're going to lack energy and clarity of mind that enables you to get through those busy days if you're not properly fueling your body. So then the next part of that, the threefold part, the first one was prep, have convenient snacks, healthy convenient snacks ready to splurge on, I guess you could say. The next one is to avoid processed food as much as you can. So what I'm talking about here is avoid going through the drive-through because it's quick and easy. Because again, yeah, if you do that every once in a while, not a big deal. But if you continue to do that, you're going to lose energy. It's not good for your body, right? You're going to gain some body fat, excess body fat, which is not ideal for energy either, or for feeling clear, or all these different things. So those are my 3 tips for food.
Yeah, food. I mean, and avoiding, like you said, avoiding the fast food places. I mean, there can still be some, even if it has to be a fast food stop, there are still many better options than not. And we always talk about, making the best decision that you can in the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
And so if you do have to do fast food at some point, because either for some reason, let's say either you didn't plan or didn't pack enough food on a road trip or something like that, and you have to pull over and go get a fast food spot, there are obviously better alternatives than all consistently going to a McDonald's or an A&W or a KFC or a Wendy's or whatever, right? Like there's quite often a few better options out there. Next one is on water. So drinking plenty of water is something that a lot of people, it's hard to, once you start tracking it with people are like, this is hard to drink, like 3 to 4 liters of water in a day. It's like, yeah, it sure is. Easiest thing to do is like to start getting into the habit of just like having a water bottle or a cup of water with you all the time, or as much as you possibly can. Have something by your desk, if that's where you are, or if you're up and about, just have a water bottle in your car or wherever you're really working, and then you're more likely to drink it obviously if it's there. So just set that up. It's obviously good for maintaining energy. Like a lot of times when people feel a little bit tired, perhaps sometimes they just haven't had enough water, or you can feel a little bit lightheaded or not in it mentally. So that's a big thing as well. A big thing that can help is just making sure that we get enough water. Like I said, ideally we're shooting for probably 3 to 4-ish liters per person. I mean, depends on a lot of different things. Like if you're outside sweating all day in your hard work environment, then you might need a little bit more, might need a little bit less, but your body's got a pretty good built-in thirst mechanism to it as well.
Yeah.
But in general, if we're kind of like sipping constantly, you're going to be doing pretty good. Not necessarily like not drinking, and then chugging a bunch. We got to be able to drink a little bit slower. Is way more beneficial for your body to digest and absorb it.
Yep. And Tom's at home with his little kiddo, so I'm just going to mute him while I talk about the next point here.
I've been muting myself when I'm not talking.
Okay. Dad life, family life. It's awesome. So next is getting enough sleep. So it's important to get enough sleep. And we're talking about different pillars of fitness. When we think of fitness, most of the time we just think of the physical. There's mental, physical, spiritual, relational. And sleep is good for your mental health, your mental fitness, also good for your physical, right? If you're getting enough sleep, you're getting restorative sleep, your body's going to better repair itself. Your mind has the opportunity to, something about actually flushing your mind out. There's a process that goes on there too. And then also you retain information a lot better when you sleep. If you find yourself forgetting stuff a lot, it can come from not having enough sleep, or you feel you're not fully present in your day. It might be a sleep thing too. Sleep is one of the most important things you can do for your health. And you can't be busy while you sleep. So really prioritize that sleep, right? You can't be at your job when you're sleeping. So try to prioritize, try to set your schedule as best as you can to try to get that 8 hours, not 8, then 7. I mean, good, better, best type of thing. Next is take breaks throughout the day. If we're talking about mental, and Tom, feel free to interject whenever. Okay, it's a little, Tom's going like, not right now. Maybe Nolan's not having a great time right now. So take breaks throughout the day. Again, this is really good for your mental health. And what we've seen is one category of your life. So if it's giving you a break mentally, or you're going for coffee with a friend relationally, it actually can affect your physical health. So make sure you're taking breaks from your work, And even if that's turning around or looking outside, or if you have the opportunity, maybe you could sneak one of the 20-minute walks in there, or even just a 5-minute walk, or just a stretch, right? Maybe we can do a video on different stretches you can do at work, but take those relaxing times, or try to not look on your phone when you take a break either. Just let your brain be quiet, let your mind be quiet, and that'll be restorative to you. Because we talk about two different types of fitness deposits. There's stressful ones, important stressful ones, right? You need to stress your body so it adapts and recovers. But then there's restorative. You need to make sure you have restorative time in your day to make sure you can recover from those stressful situations. So a lot of times, if you're a busy person, you're going to be at this raised cortisol level, which is not ideal. We want cortisol for some things, but if you're constantly in this chronic state of being at this cortisol level raised, it's not ideal for your health and fitness.
I forget what they're I forget what they're called, but Scott Ramage told us about them. The time sequences of like actually taking breaks at work. I think it's like
Yes.
Pomodoros.
Yes,
I think is what they're
Pomodoros.
called.
Yeah.
And that has intentional breaks worked into it. It's 20 to 25 minutes of extremely focused work, and then a 5-minute break basically every half hour is a 5-minute break, and you do like 4 cycles of that, and people find they get way more work done versus just trying to work for 2 hours straight or 3 hours straight. So having those breaks in there's been obviously a lot of thought put into that Pomodoros and why it works why it works so much better. So taking those intentional breaks, even if it is only 5 minutes, can help you actually be more productive. Quite often people think, I'm so busy, I got to like go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
Mm-hmm.
But taking those little breaks can help you just have a little restorative break and come back and feel a little bit more, I guess, a little bit fresher, more rejuvenated, and get back and keep doing really good work instead of just kind of doing like mediocre work throughout the entire day. So
focused work will get you more results than just lots of work. And you can do lots of work while it's focused without losing energy, you'll get even more there. But so this is a common thing that we see a lot in people is they're very busy. But again, our body doesn't play favorites. We still need to invest in it. So these are our 7 tips. These were our 7 tips to help you prioritize your health and fitness, even if you're really busy. And if you need more help, feel free to reach out to us. We've created a coaching program that helps you. If you're going to the gym 5 hours a week, if you can prioritize the gym 5 hours a week, you still have 163 hours that will equal up to you getting healthier or going towards sickness as well. So if you need help with that, we're happy to help with our coaching program or any other program that might benefit you. It's been a pleasure. It's signing off from Matt, Tom, and Nolan. See you guys.